Good evening, you are watching News Mongolian MNB World. I'm your host Gebreyesus. And for our top stories for today. World Health Organization Director General is on an official visit to Mongolia. MIAT Mongolian Airlines resumes scheduled domestic flights with reduced fares. For other news, stay tuned. At the invitation of the Prime Minister of Mongolia, the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Gebreyesus, is visiting Mongolia on July 10th and 11th. As a part of his visit, he plans to meet with President Khurshuk, Prime Minister and cabinet members.
Director General Dr. Gebreyesus will attend the National Naadam Festival, a national holiday celebrating Mongolia's independence and sovereignty. This visit is important for expanding and strengthening cooperation between the government of Mongolia and the World Health Organization, and for intensifying the implementation of public health policies, objectives, and proposals. This is the fourth visit to Mongolia by the head of the World Health Organization, with the last visit in 2013 by Director General Margaret Chan.
Dr. Tedros met with health representatives at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the morning and expressed his gratitude to the health and emergency workers who served on the front lines during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The visit taking place on July 10th and 11th aims to expand and strengthen cooperation between the government of Mongolia and the World Health Organization, focusing on the implementation of policies and initiatives to safeguard the health of the Mongolian population. During his visit, Dr. Tedros is scheduled to hold meetings with Mongolian President Khurshuk, as well as Prime Minister Oyerton Lofsanamsra. He will also engage in bilateral discussions with the Minister of Foreign Affairs Batstik Batmukh and Minister of Health Chinzaruk, as well as meet with the representatives from the health sector. To experience the cultural heritage of Mongolia, the Director General will attend the traditional national holiday, the Naadam Festival, which symbolizes the country's independence and sovereignty. This participation underlines the WHO's commitment to understanding the unique health challenges faced by Mongolia and its people. This visit marks the fourth visit of the Director General of the WHO to Mongolia and reinforces the strong ties between the WHO and Mongolia. The previous visit by a WHO Director General was in 2013 when Director General Margaret Chan visited the country. During a meeting with the health sector at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Member of Parliament and Minister of Health Chinzaruk, Deputy Prime Minister Amr Sakhan and Dr. Tedros Gebreyesus engaged in discussions regarding healthcare initiatives. Minister Chinzaruk presented an award to Dr. Tedros, recognizing his leadership as the Director General of the WHO and his contributions toward public health. In his remarks, Dr. Tedros expressed his profound gratitude to the health and emergency workers who served on the front lines during the COVID-19 outbreak, saving the lives and health of Mongolia's 3.5 million citizens. The WHO declared the end of the pandemic worldwide in May 2023, and Mongolia had announced 5 months before that the threat of the pandemic had subsided, allowing the situation to return to normal.
It's a great honor to be in Mongolia for my first visit to your beautiful country. And it's a special honor to be with members and leaders of the health workforce gathered here. Bayarla, my visit is also during your special moment, the Naadam Festival, and such a great honor to be joining you during this festive season. Bibaisht Ban. Health and care workers are the cornerstone of strong health systems based on primary health care and universal health coverage. Over the last 3 years, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a stark reminder of how much we all depend upon health and care workers. I commend the government of Mongolia and your health and care workers for your impressive response to the COVID-19 pandemic. It's one that other countries can learn from.
The visit of the Director General to Mongolia is a significant milestone in strengthening collaboration between the WHO and Mongolia. It underscores the shared commitment to improving public health and reinforces Mongolia's dedication to implementing evidence-based health policies and initiatives for the well-being of its population.
In line with the government's efforts to boost tourism and revive domestic flights, MIAT Mongolian Airlines has resumed scheduled flights to domestic destinations. This marks a significant milestone as domestic flights are returning after a 15-year hiatus.
On June 30th, MIAT successfully operated its first scheduled flight from Ulaanbaatar to Khoft in 15 years, signaling the revival of domestic air travel. As the nation's flag carrier, MIAT Mongolian Airlines is now offering scheduled flights to several destinations, including Chabolsan, Даланзадгад, Мөрөн, Улястай, Баянхонгор, Алтай, Khoft, Улаангом, and Ulgi. Flights are scheduled 1 to 3 times per week with significantly reduced round-trip ticket price, ranging from 500,000 to 900,000 Mongolian tugriks, approximately 2 to 2.5 times lower than previous rates. I think it's a good decision, as I can see that the passengers are mostly women with small children, seniors, and people with mobility issues. It's a good idea to resume domestic flights. It's really convenient. As part of the government 2023-2025 years to visit Mongolia campaign, the government has decided to revive MIAT's scheduled flights to domestic destinations and ensure they are accessible to a wider range of travelers through reduced fares. To facilitate the increased domestic flights, MIAT Mongolian Airlines has entered into a wet lease agreement with South Africa-based CEM Air to temporarily lease CRJ-200 aircraft. MIAT Mongolian Airlines' revival of domestic flights presents an excellent opportunity for local and international travelers to explore Mongolia's diverse landscapes and cultural heritage at more affordable prices. With improved accessibility and reduced fares, the government hopes to realize its goal of promoting tourism and supporting the domestic aviation sector.
Now please take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by the Central Bank of Mongolia. Now here comes foreign news partnered with international news agencies. A museum for children and by children could be the slogan of a new museum in London, where young people can learn while having fun. Young V&A is the result of a 7-year consultation with more than 22,000 children to create 3 exhibitions.
In East London, a new museum dedicated to children is opening its doors. Young V&A is the younger sibling of the Victoria and Albert Museum, one of the British capital's main museums. The children's version is nothing like it, no statues or century-old paintings here, but the opportunity to learn while having fun.
This is a museum for doing, for playing, for imagining, for designing, for hanging out with your friends. What I really love about Young V&A is that it really turns on its head the idea that the museum is somewhere that you'll go and be really quiet and you'll learn somehow through just looking at the displays. This is saying, no, come and be loud, it's a space for you.
Formerly known as the Museum of Childhood, the £13 million revamp shifted from being a museum about children to a museum for children. Its 3 exhibitions are tailored to children from 0 to 14 years old. Young V&A is also more inclusive. The museum says it consulted over 22,000 young people over 7 years. Some have co-curated displays, including this one made by children with prosthetic limbs.
They didn't want to hide their difference. They didn't want a prosthetic that was pretending to look like a real arm or a real leg or a real limb. And actually, they felt that they had a superpower because of this difference, and they wanted it celebrated in some way. So they actually drew on the language of superheroes and that superpower, and children can customize their prosthetic depending on their mood or what they feel like doing that day. So it really gives them kind of a power to change it whenever they want.
And amid a cost of living crisis, the museum made a point of making its space as accessible as possible.
Making this museum free, we hope we're cutting down some of the barriers to accessing this and making sure that even when times are tough in our society, that there are places you can come.
Catherine, the Princess of Wales and Duchess of Cambridge, officially inaugurated the building before its opening on July 1st.
New research reveals that an increasing number of young creatives are turning to artificial intelligence to help make music.
So I'll put vintage in.
Like many other young artists, T. Peters is harnessing the power of artificial intelligence in his music-making process. Not only does AI help him mix and master songs, it has been instrumental in the creation of cover art and promotional materials.
AI for me is the perfect assistant for the times that we're in right now. I can use the AI tool to kind of help me kind of generate ideas, so that when I do get the money to invite my friends or invite other partners to help me, I can easily just show them what I did by myself, and then they can add their own touch to what I've done.
The cost-saving appeal of AI means Peters is one of many creatives to embrace it. Youth Music surveyed nearly 3,000 musicians across the UK and found that 63% of them incorporate artificial intelligence in their creative processes. The charity believes artificial intelligence has hugely improved accessibility within the music industry.
The AI is being used in an assistive way to help with press releases, writing lyrics, writing marketing copy, and to do all those things that somebody more privileged would be able to pay for. But young creatives doing it for themselves have found a way that AI can help them and really overcome the barriers that they face.
However, the research found that the trend reversed through the age groups. AI is only being used by 19% of those aged over 55. While AI has been embraced by many, its use is met with concern by some. Singer-songwriter Paul Martin is worried AI will make music less special.
It's supposed to come from sort of the heart or the soul, or when you come up with a rhythm, it's supposed to be a flash of inspiration. If someone's doing it for you or a machine is doing it for you, it's like, why am I making music in the first place?
Those using AI claim it doesn't affect their creativity and is simply innate to the music-making process.
Please take a look at weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a good day.